Welcome back. My name is Janice Jokell, your host of Sharing Solutions, the how-tos in business. In today's episode, we're going to talk about bad behavior. When we have a team member that's in our staff that's exhibiting bad behavior, we need bad behavior, things that are not going to align with maybe your core values, your handbook, doing those things that are not in the center of your company. So I'm going to give you some examples. You have a new team member that starts and they're late their first day. You don't say anything. Next day, they're late again. Then the next day, they're late again. Now we're talking 3 days in a row they're late. But because you're so desperate in hiring bodies that breathe, you discount and let go those things that are important to you. So, time management is critical, especially on a factory floor, restaurants, doesn't matter. That person is to show up on time, whether they're opening your store, whether they're replacing another team member. Time management for a new employee is the most critical part of your onboarding process. Setting up their expectations of when they should start, when they're taking a break if they get one, when their lunch hour is if they get one, and making sure that they understand what is expected of them. Be bold in making sure that those things exist in your handbook. And most importantly, when they have crossed the line of not following protocol that you've already shared, such as being on time, tolerating those bad behaviors are just a start of a snowball effect that's going to continue to happen of other bad behaviors that will continue. I'll give you another example. Gossiping is probably one of the most cancerous pieces to a culture. Allowing somebody to talk about others and not nipping that in the bud. And when we allow that to cultivate and having that negative Nelly in our team, or somebody that is, having conversations about an individual or about a situation, it needs to be nipped. If you're a leader in the company or a business owner, you need to nip it in the bud because that cultivates a bad, toxic environment. So, oftentimes when we tolerate bad behaviors in our business, it's a couple reasons. One, we're desperate and we'll tolerate it until we won't, or we're tolerating it for other reasons. But let me tell you the root of really what's going on. Is the rest of your team that is showing up on time, that's being culture-centered, that's really breathing and eating what's going on in your mission and vision of the company, those bad behaviors that we're allowing and tolerating, those good eggs in the bunch are not going to tolerate those bad behaviors, and they're going to tap out and leave you because you're allowing that circumstance to continue to happen. So the next time you've got a situation, and that's called accountability, right? Accountability as a leader is one of the biggest and the hardest pieces that managers and leaders have a hard time with. But it's the most critical part, is tolerating those bad behaviors create a snowball effect to the rest of your team. So I challenge you, when you're hiring a team member, you need to prepare them for success and then hold them accountable to delivering out what you're wanting them to do. But most importantly, making sure that if they punch a clock or there's a time element to their job, that you let them know what your expectations are up front and holding them to that accountability. So until the next time that we sharing solutions, the how-tos in business, we are passionate about the heartbeat of your company, and that's your people. Until the next time, toodles.